Okay. And then the liquor fund, as I mentioned before, you know, they get paid by FEMA, they can take care of their due to, due from, but this liability, the advance of 166, there's no funds there to pay that, there's no receivable from FEMA. So now that we have a good FEMA number at 75, it's pretty apparent, and that's why we break it out like this. At 166 at the liquor store, that's got to be taken care of in some manner. They have a building, but again, it's an asset of the liquor store. But
so when we get that 75, that knocks down to 166.
Right, and you're down to 166. So, you know, if I came back next year, you have the FEMA money, and you paid this back, you'd have the red here of 166. You liquor store owes, they have no assets, no one's going to pay them anything, and again, that's.
Why can't that be just wiped off?
It can, but there's another fund that's, the general fund sitting with that as a receivable.
Right.
So it'd be, we could do that.
So you sell the liquor building to the EDA for $166,000. Transfer that money.
Yeah, if that can be done. That's acceptable if the EDA would.
Can be done?
Yes.
Well, the EDA, I mean, it's still a city building, because the EDA doesn't take actual ownership, so
It's a way of using their
it's
fund.
just taking the money.
If you look at page 21 of the presentation, we just go back to that page, and you ask about the general fund, and in the presentation, page 21, your general fund, so this, it looks like this in the presentation. Your general fund advanced, well, you see how it was in good shape, right? Where it had fund, you know, we talked about this before. It advanced 200,000 to sewer and 166 to liquor, right? And you see how the yellow column just shot down? To where you had 11% of your fund balance. You had 1 month's worth of cash, basically, just over 1 month. Now you're back to 17. So if we get rid of that liquor receivable and say it's gone, you know, you're not going to take a while to dig the general fund out. Now you might do that, but if they were able to pay it back, you get that general fund reserve back up to a reasonable number. So that's why we could sell it. Okay?
So all it is just really a paper entry, maybe?
Yeah, it would, you're right, the cash, if it happened within the city, it would be, but it would be, the EDA would actually be getting an asset right now. That's the difficulty here. The city does have an asset, that liquor store, it's just not very transferable. There's some real issues on trying to move it. If we can get that asset moved, we can get the money back into these other funds. And the EDA, yeah, if you could go forward just a couple slides, I think it's the EDA one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Backward?
No, that's all right, I can have them just turn to that page. So, that EDA fund is on page, let's see, it must be page 27, isn't it?
Revolving loan.
Yeah, that's the revolving loan.
28.
Where's the actual EDA
That one.
one?
28, the 202 fund on balances.
Yeah, this one right here.
So you've reduced that by 166.
So we've accumulated quite a bit of money in this EDA fund. This isn't a loan fund at all, it's just your EDA. So the point is here, maybe that's a place to go to get those dollars to rectify this. So keep an eye on this fund. 202 is one of the options.
This is also a fund where you did not put any levy money in last year either.
Right.
Well, you dropped the levy in 12 from 50,000 down to 5, and then did you eliminate it in 2013?
Yeah.
Okay, back to the summary then on page 51. I'll give you the high points. Unassigned fund balance down to 17%. We talked about that. It's low, but it is an improvement from last year. Property taxes are now providing more than the state LGA, and market value credits gone. Capital improvement fund balance of $443,000 and over $500,000 due from the state. So your capital improvement fund balance has improved considerably, and with those FEMA dollars, you could have close to $1 million in your capital improvement fund. Fire and ambulance, I just, as you saw, there really aren't any issues there. Major capital improvements right after the flood. They've been able to build reserves, paid off all their debt. TIF bonds, 190. I talked to Kathy about some options, maybe getting rid of the levy next year. Those will be taken care of with the cash that you have in the 2013 levy. Business flood loans, I think I spent some time, that you all understand how that's occurring and the good job the city's doing on that. I did forget to mention that in the letter that we wrote, there was a missing, the forgiveness of 15% was missing on some of the council motions or the EDA approvals, and we included that in our letter. You probably saw that, so, and that has been corrected, is that?
Yes, it happened one time,
One time.
and you got the correction of it the next time.
Okay, so, the auditors, none of them were the bad guys, but
Yes,
that's our
gotta
job,
say
I guess.
something there.
So, 2012 tax abatement new bond of $695,000. Oh, I'm sorry, the first one here, we talked about FEMA, it was $812,000, that's net. That $142,000 you owe, so it's like $950 coming and you owe $142, you're down to this $812. You received $845,000 from FEMA this year. Okay, that did come in, so we're talking about $1,650,000 over this period of time, so. New bond, $695, the tax abatement bond, I'm sure you're familiar with. New debt under the sewer and water, finishing up with those old 2011 PFA bonds. Spent a lot of time talking already about the $4.8 million and the million out of the sewer, so I won't hit that again. And I've also addressed the liquor, $166,000, so. That is it from my standpoint. I'd be happy to take any questions. I'm sorry it takes that long, but you got plenty of complications down here.
We're a challenge. Looks a little better.
It is getting better, no question. And I realize it's been a lot of work for you folks as well.
So, getting realistic, are we looking real good or just a little better or?
Well, since I started sitting here, it's been better every year, I'd say.
It's better every year.
Well, yeah.
The piece I can't get my hands around is what your capital requirements are going forward. If it is, as I suspect, so many improvements have been made, you're not gonna have significant capital needs in the future, then a lot of the cash that comes in, you'll be able to correct these issues with, or put into reserve and get your bet back in solid footing. But if you have significant capital needs going forward, in the million plus type of thing, more of that going on, it's gonna delay the correction or the getting back to health. So I don't know what you're looking at as far as capital needs.
So we're talking about like number 43.
Well, that, but that's already been plugged in, and that's where, this is where Mike Bubani's presentation is helpful for us to keep track of those capital projects going forward. Equipment-wise, I think we have that nailed down pretty well. The only two concerns that I have looking out into the future, the streets. We got a lot of streets that need to be rebuilt. They're not gonna even be able to be overlaid. Some of those can be done in conjunction with assessment projects, so it's gonna be a little less money that the city has to put up as well as some cost sharing. The second thing is we've got an awful lot of I&I. Got a lot of clean water that's getting into our sewer plant. Right now, we're running at plant capacity, 300,000 gallons, and it's that's about twice the flow that we normally have. So when the water